Then we have a super mind, a mind which reaches. If you are able to concentrate all your mental energy to one point, it is called meditation. You know, much of meditation is taught everywhere now. If you see any modern English movie which is being made outside India, not in India, you will find that they are highly impressed by meditation, yoga, etc. All the movies I'm watching on Netflix have some reference to yoga. They're all doing yoga or they're all practicing meditation. These were all ancient Indian practices. It is becoming new. It seems a yoga teacher abroad is a very well-paid person. Anybody who knows yoga goes out and teaches yoga. Very good. Indian schools are not teaching yoga, I think. Indian colleges are not teaching yoga, but we can go. There are so many institutes we can go and learn. Osmani University free yoga classes in the morning I see. All these are possible. So what are we learning from all this? We are learning that the body and the mind have capabilities which you and I do not know. Sri Ramakrishna used to give the example of the circus trapeze artist. Your generation might have not have seen a circus. Our generation, our entertainment was a circus. You know, they used to jump, leave this, jump, go there. Imagine, can you do it? Can I do it? They can do it because they practiced from childhood. So we cannot rule out by saying that because I can't do it, it's not possible. Because I don't believe it, it's not possible. What we believe, there are certain things beyond it also. So the word celestial, it all came to this. Celestial implies the concept of the wish-fulfilling tree. We have a term for it called Kalpataru. Have you heard the term? Kalpataru is an Indian term. It is a wish-fulfilling tree. Maybe it's an imaginary tree, maybe it's a real tree. We don't know. I'm not going to all those details. People used to believe, you know, there were two things. One was the Kamadhenu and the other was the Kalpataru. Kamadhenu is the desire-fulfilling cow. So these are called celestial. The synonym for celestial is heavenly, not belonging to the material world. Something which is beyond the material world. The matter which we can see, feel, touch, taste, etc., that is matter. What we can think, visualize, these are sometimes non-material. Ideas, for instance, are non-material. Till you put it into action, it is non-material, isn't it? So, we have the word celestial. Celestial, heavenly. It was pronounced also badly. Somebody might have a difficulty in understanding. So, you can imagine how we learn vocabulary also. You look at the word. Don't bother about the meaning. Somebody wrote a mail, I think yesterday or today, day before yesterday. Madam, I read many books, but when I read one page, I get 10 doubts, so I sit with my dictionary. I don't read anymore. Don't do that. Go on reading. You read celestial, celestial, celestial. Read this story 10 times. Reading always, loud reading, multiple times, same passage. That is the benefit of reading. So when you do these two things, what happens is that you are getting an excellent exposure to the passage. You can guess the meaning. You know, when you say celestial tree and then food comes, young girl comes, tiger comes, you can guess celestial means something which is not ordinary. It's not an ordinary tree. It's something different. Leave it like that. Tomorrow again you come to celestial after 1 week, after 10 days, after 1 year, the word celestial comes. You say, "Arey, this is a familiar word. I don't know the meaning of this word." Now, when you come to this word again, you can check your dictionary. Every day if you have time, you turn to one page of the dictionary. This also I have told hundreds of times. Look at the one page, how many words there are in the dictionary. Any word which is not familiar, just ignore it. Don't bother. Unless you're going for a competitive exam, read everything. If you are just increasing your vocabulary, look at the familiar words. Simple words, come, came, these are words. But look at all the meanings which are possible. Look at, come by, come in, come at, come, come can be used in so many ways. Come on, come off. Do you understand? If this falls down, I'll say the banner has come off. I'm using the same word come. It has nothing to do with come as a verb. It is called a phrasal verb. So we can learn a lot. Familiar words first, words which you know very well, but you still look at them once or twice second. This, if you do every page of your dictionary, your vocabulary increases automatically. If the word looks familiar but you don't know its meaning very well, read those words carefully. Slowly vocabulary increases, not 5, 10 words, 100 words per day. If you go to any office, you will find that they are putting one Hindi word per day. You know, I've seen it in some offices because they want to teach the staff Hindi. So why one word? Because whole day you practice that one word. Then it becomes familiar. So vocabulary comes with familiarity. If you have a wide vocabulary, then you can use a simple word for a simple context, a complex word for a complex context, a medium word for a medium context. Depending on your audience, you use the word. Suppose you are speaking to experts in commerce, you will use high commerce vocabulary, isn't it? You're commerce students. So you know very high commerce vocabulary. I don't know commerce, so when you're speaking to me, you will make those words simple. Those words which are unfamiliar to me, you will try to give a simpler word to explain to me. You might use one whole sentence to explain one word to me because I cannot understand that complication. All subjects have their own vocabulary. Many words we came to here which are related to God, because God, religion, heaven, these are all parts of human experience. It is something which human beings have thought from the time they existed. So everybody is all the time, sooner or later, thinking. There was a time when they were said that we should remove religion completely, and then we had socialism. But socialists also felt, after the whole thing came out, that we want, please leave it to us. Give us the freedom. If we want religion, we will take it. If we don't want, we don't want to take it. But today what has happened is, those who don't believe because they don't know. First you know all the religions. First you understand them. Then you reject if you say, oh, they are terrible. What are we doing? We say secularism means don't know anything. Secularism means you know your own religion, you respect all other religions because you know them. Read the Quran, read the Bible, read the Gita, read them as a manual of life, not as a text which teaches you enmity with each other. This is what religion is all about. So, why we have celestial, why we have miracle, why we have God, why we have faith, devotion, these are all words which came to us in the stories. The reason is because we are thinking these are bad words. These are words we should not believe in because we are young, you know, we are scientific. But there is nothing unscientific in them. This was done by a great author called George Bernard Shaw. You might have heard of him. George Bernard Shaw was a great author who did what is called as secularization of language. He was himself a great believer, but he used the language words like miracle and all in such a secular, scientific description that everybody started believing that the miracle was really a miracle. But he gave an explanation beautiful. When you have time, you can read. That play is called Saint Joan. The word saint itself is a religious word, but he gave such a beautiful explanation to all this. This is the way in which we increase our awareness. So on one side, we make our English better. On one side, we make our ideas balanced. We don't say no to anything, we accept everything. Then we see which side, which opinion we should take. An opinion which is well thought out. This is what is important. So I read out one or two sentences. I told you grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, breath group, intonation. Is that okay? So when you read from now, will you be able to do that? For those whose reading is already very good, you can just do loud reading once. For those whose reading is bad, read 2, 3, 4, 5 times. For those whose reading is good but their grammar is bad, Read twice, but when you read second time, read sentence by sentence, analyzing each word. Those whose pronunciation is bad, read each sentence separately, notice what mistakes you're making, be aware. How do you become aware of your mistakes? By listening to good English more, by reading good English more. They become a part of your mind. By listening and reading more, we build up our good English. Then we can identify our own mistakes. Do not depend always on others to tell you how to improve. Try to improve yourself. That is important. Okay? Then let us now move to the second story. This is group 2. What is the meaning of perspiring? Perspiring is sweating. What I am doing. Can you see? You know, I can feel some beads, sweat. So perspiring is a formal word, sweating is an informal word. Sweating we use for, you know, a context of speaking. When we are writing, especially when we are writing for a higher audience, the word is perspiration, the noun. So from the word perspiration, the word perspiring. I am very happy you asked a question. Any vocabulary, yesterday's, today's, please ask. Any other doubt, any pronunciation, any other question, please feel free to ask. When you ask on email, when you ask on telephone, I do not have the time or the inclination. With great difficulty, I took out 2 days. Tomorrow morning I am leaving. The program was supposed to be end of this week. I advanced it to the beginning of the week because I am not free at the end of the week. My life is not my own. So those of you who will not see me but who are watching me, please forgive me, become your own English teachers or make this IIMC students your teachers. Okay, now all of you should be able to give a lecture like I have given. You can upload it yourself, you don't have to wait for somebody else to do it now. Have an IIMC channel on YouTube and put your own problems and the solution to those problems. I'm sure you will benefit millions of youngsters who want to learn English. I'm doing this only for those people who will benefit. I hope you are also getting some benefit. I don't know, but this will go to many people. As I told you,